Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Callie and today we're talking about how to get out of toxic relationships. So if you feel like you're in one and you watched my last video about toxic relationships, this one is about getting out and finding tips and what you should do, because especially in this type of relationship there is a pull, right? It's a pull to stay in, you want to go, you want to stay, and that person's begging you to stay and you want to leave, and it's this constant pull. So by the end of this video you're going to have some tips handy for you so you can get ready to leave a toxic relationship. So tip number one is to really think, what don't I want in relationship and what do I want instead, right? So the thing about this, people don't really know, or you don't really know what exactly you want in a relationship. So what happens is you have an idea of what you want, however in detail you're not really sure. So what happens is you end up spending time, okay, let's try this guy out, or let's try this person out, or let's try it out. And the fact is, know what you don't want, right? Write a list of things that you don't want in a relationship. I don't want them to lie to me. I don't want them to tell me, be dishonest. I don't want them to be doing such and such. And know what you don't want, because what happens is we end up going with the word maybe, right? Oh, maybe it will work out. I'll give it another go. Oh, maybe it's not that bad. I'm just overthinking. Maybe we do this and it will work. This maybe drags on for many, many years, in months and years, and it can go for a very long time, because I know people who's been in a relationship for 7 to 10 years and they end up breaking up even though they knew at the 2-year mark, the 3-year mark, or even earlier, that it's not going to work. However, the word maybe, let's test it out, it's not too bad, they end up staying. And this is where it becomes really toxic. And being able to identify what you actually don't want, right? And you know what, I don't want this, and actually turn around and say, so what do I actually really want in a relationships? Right? And you write down a list of things that, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want in relationship, this is what I want to have, and list it all out. This is how the person is, and just list it all out. And instead of focusing on what you don't want, you're actually focusing on what I do want, and actually go out and find the things that you actually want, yeah, and stick to it. So this takes me to the next tip. So tip number 2, this is about actually detachment and detaching from the relationship. What happens is when you're in a relationship, especially a toxic one, when there's this pull coming and going and staying, maybe, and because there's this attachment that you feel like, oh, maybe this will work and maybe it won't. And what happens is you really need to stop and kind of step back and analyze all this. You know what? This is what's happening. I've tried all these methods. I've tried this. I've done this. This person is either responding, not responding. It's working. And how do you feel about all this, right? You feel like you've been hurt. You feel like you're drained or stressed. And this is the part where you step back and actually detach from it and just say, okay, cut out the emotions, cut out the activities you have been doing, and all of that, and just step back and spend some time alone and just really think about it, detach from all of this. What do I really want in here, right? And what do I need to do, and does this really bring me forward to a better place, or is actually, taking me down to a place that I don't want to go, and it's pulling me this way when I want to go this way. And when you know and detach from it and just say, no, I really don't want this type of relationship, and no, this is not right for me, and stay into that detachment zone and kind of disconnect from it. This is what I want to go here, this is not working for me, it's actually bringing me down. And really stand up for yourself and say, you know what, I deserve better, I'm worthy of better, and I want to go here, and this person's really not suited for where I am. And really detach from the situation, detach from the emotion, detach from that person, or detach from that whole relationship and really think for yourself, what is right for me, and step away from that type of relationship and make a decision to go the way that you really want to go. And the next tip that I have for you, so this tip is about having an exit plan, right? And what I mean by exit plan is, especially in a long relationship and you're attached to this person, you're traveling with this person, you live with this person, and however it is, have a plan for yourself, right? Okay, cool. I'm dependent on this person, so what can I do to be more independent? What can I do after this relationship? What's going to happen, right? And then I'm going to need to find another job, or do I need to move? Do I need to find more finance to come through? And just plan it all out in terms of, I'm going to do the after the breakup, or when I'm leading up to the breakup, I am going to do this, so I can set myself up, right? Set myself up so I'm ready and I'm okay on my own. And it's okay, it will take a little time sometimes to set up this exit plan and actually step into it. And it can be scary sometimes because you're doing it alone and you used to have this person with you, and there is a lot of emotion in it. And yet, you're being able to love yourself and being able to support yourself. You know what? I deserve this, and I deserve to have my independence. I deserve to have the life that I want, and I deserve to actually, be independent and find a better person. And this is what you're going to do, finding an exit plan. So at least when you end this relationship, there's something to fall back to. You're not left hanging in the breeze. You're not not knowing what you're going to do or feeling lost. You actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to meet up with my girls, and meet up with my friends. I'm going to go away, or however you plan your exit plan or next step of your life or phase in your life, then at least there's something for you to fall back to. And it just softens the fall, right? I'm not saying it's not going to be emotional. I'm not saying that it's not going to hurt. And it's always, especially the longer you're in this relationship, there is going to be some sort of, emotion attached to it. There is going to be a bit of crying. Allow that time to cry. Allow that time to be emotional and, get it out of your system. And then at least now you'll be like, okay, I've got this plan. I'm going to follow through with this plan, and let's do it and move forward and find someone better, find something new in your life, and just go for it. So this leads me to tip number 4. So tip number 4, like I mentioned in the last tip, there is, and understand, there is going to be hurt, there's going to be crying, there's going to be a little pull in here because that person wants you to stay and it's trying to pull you back, and and you got to be strong, you got to be tough, and just stand your ground, because it's so important for you to get out of a toxic relationship. If it was a healthy relationship, okay, stay, make it work, make it, however, knowing that is a toxic relationship. And if you haven't watched my video on about toxic relationship, you're not sure, check out my video or in my description and check out, and are you in a toxic relationship? And when you are, it's okay, being able to identify it is the most important part, and being aware of it, and now being able to get out of it, and there's going to be there's going to be hurt, there's going to be pain, there's going to be tears, and you got to be strong and stand your ground to be able to move forward. And give yourself time to cry it out, and give yourself time to feel the hurt, give yourself time to let it all out. Go out with your friends, go shopping therapy, go away on a holiday, get a new job, get a new hairdo, spend time with the boys, go to the beach. However you need to do this, do it, right? And don't go overboard. However, at the same time, you need to just let it all out, and it's the best time to just let it all out and not leave any residuals in there, not leaving anything, caught up in there. Just let it all out, cry a lot out, and it's okay to cry, and it's okay, to go through this process and just to let it all out. And it's actually healthy to let it all out. When you don't let it all out, it just gets all caught in there, and you bring up all these emotions, especially to your next relationship or towards your friend, because you haven't given yourself a chance to release anything, and all this emotion that you have about life and about what's happening, about your relationships, it's all you're jumbled up in there, and it's all stuck in there. So by you releasing all of that energy, that emotion, that feeling, and just let it all out, and just cry and, you know, feel like if you need to go to a gym and do a little boxing match, go do it. Just let it all out. And after you let it out, it's going to feel so good, so good that you've done it and that you've made it and that you've gotten over this hurdle that you feel like it is. It's going to be amazing, right? And this takes me to the next tip. This tip is the biggest one ever, you know, and a lot of people say, okay, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to do this. So this tip is about letting go, right? So many people talk about, yeah, I move forward, I don't think about it anymore, I let go. But the fact is, I see a lot of people, they don't actually let go. They say they are, they still think it's just that they're not thinking about it. And just because you're not thinking about it doesn't mean it's not there. It's still in the back of your mind. What I mean when I talk about letting go is really, you know what? This person means nothing to me now. No matter how you try to argue with me, no matter how you try to pull me down or get me to stay, there is this, like I mentioned before, detachment. Right, you know what? I'm really done here. I'm ready to let go. I'm moving forward. I'm finding my new life. I am going for, you know, what I find is true to me and that's in my heart. I want to go this way. I don't want to be in this way anymore. So being able to stay focused and let go, you know what? There's no attachments. There's no feelings. There's no emotions. I'm letting go. I'm moving forward. I'm going this way. This is where I want to go, and actually stick to it. And when you do that for yourself, it's such an amazing thing, because I know how it feels, right? I have been there before. I have pretty bad relationships before where I got cheated on, and, you know, dishonesty, people that didn't care, and you really wanted them to care. In the actual moment, I didn't actually realize how bad it was because I was so caught up in this type of relationship. But the fact is, it was so toxic when I was trying to put this effort in. I was trying to have this person to stay with me, and they felt like they were interested, and then for a moment they were, and the next thing you know, they weren't. They're so detached, and, you know, oh, it was just all over the place. But and this was on and off for, like, you know, for a while, and I needed to make a decision for myself to say, you know what, I don't want this relationship. I want someone who loves me. I want someone who commits me. I want someone to, you know, stay loyal to me, and who wants to actually be with me, right? And I can trust everything. So I end up, you know, detaching, letting go, and you know what? I don't need you anymore. And I really detached from it. And that's when letting go, I actually flew, and I was like, you know, this person no longer be able to hurt me, you know, destroy me, trying to get me to stay, whatever. It just no longer affected me, because I really, from the heart, I let go. And then I went here to, you know what, this is what I want, this is where I want to go, and we're going to find it. And now, of course, being in a really healthy, loving relationship, it was because I let this person go that I was able to find a partner, like my husband now, that I'm able to truly be with and, you know, share those special moments with, you know. And until you let that go, that person never comes. So work on yourself and being able to find that for yourself. So stay tuned with me, because next week I'll be talking about narcissists. So do you have one around you, lurking around you, or are you with one? So stay tuned with me, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and you'll be notified when my new video comes out. Yeah, my name is Callie. I talk about relationships, I talk about lifestyle balances, and I also talk about mindset. So stay tuned with me and check out my description below for all the freebies and goodies that I have for you, and I'll check in with you next week. Bye for now.